And the Schmelz Countryside Saab scouting report on Nick Blackburn. He's got a sinker that when it's on can totally take over a game. It can be dominating. And if he's got that tonight, he can make it look pretty easy.
Blackburn didn't fare too well against the Tigers at Comerica Park. In fact, it was his worst outing of the year. Backhanded nicely by Punto, one away.
And Blackburn told Rick Anderson, you know, I figured out that when things go badly, I have to slow down. I have to slow it down. That's a big learning experience.
There's a little flare that drops into right field. Cabrera has a base hit with 2 outs. And he hits it right into the ground. Punto kept busy. A scoreless top of the first.
And the Schmelz Countryside Volkswagen scouting report on Tigers' Rick Porcello. Sinker baller, pretty good sinker. Wants to run it away from left-handers, in on right-handers. And he has 2 kinds of breaking balls. A slider and then a little slower, bigger slurve sort of pitch. Inside fastball will set up the changeup as well.
Span skips it on one hop to Santiago. Close play, 1 down. Their defense has become a little bit more athletic as well. Porcello's got a good sinker, and he gets another ground ball out, 2 down. This one hit to left. Kelly back, and he makes the catch.
All the guys that I had around me, and it was just a big throw.
Now you went in 79.
79. One day joining them right there on the baseline when you're announced. It's just a huge thrill.
Ordonez quickly retired on a ground ball, 2 down.
Style that you use.
Fly to short right. Cuddyer with a long run. Punto out, and it's Punto making the catch, tumbling in front of Cuddyer.
The opposite field with 2 strikes.
Hard ground ball backhanded by Santiago, 1 away.
They were a good team, and they were hot that second half of the season, too.
Kubel has figured out Porcello. He's now 4 for 4 against us. Cracking one against the wall in right center field. He's the only guy in the Twins lineup that seems to be able to handle the young right-hander.
He'll throw about 1 at a bat.
Wow. Picks up a strikeout of Cuddyer, 2 down, and that'll bring up Creedy.
Having 11 pitchers instead of 12.
High chopper hit right to the second baseman Santiago. The Twins get a double but leave Kubel aboard. 2 scoreless innings and a lot of ground balls here inside the Metrodome.
The routine, they make the not so routine, and they make the spectacular.
Snap bat and a little bouncer to short. Another ground ball out, 1 down. And a 1-hop chopper to Creedy. 2 down. Kind of a dangerous throw, and Morneau was able to nab it before the runner came by. This is with Texas.
With Texas, my first year is Granderson draws a walk, won most every place.
Granderson goes, and he's in with a stolen base for Blackburn, the 6th stolen base allowed in 8 tries. Down the middle, a called 3rd strike, and that'll take care of the Tigers in the 3rd.
As I was mentioning on Friday night, he's got an awful lot of ability to hit.
Comes inside with a fastball and gets a strikeout.
To walk a guy that has been struggling at the plate.
Everett climbs the ladder to take a hit away from Punto.
The hardest thing about a line drive over your head as an infielder, especially shortstop, is timing your jump. You have to be able to read how fast the ball is getting to you, and when it's at the top end of your range like that, just a little bit early or late, and
that's to short right center, and backpedaling is Santiago to end the inning. A 3 up, 3 down third, a pitcher's duel here in the Dome.
And that ball not hit particularly hard.
Right.
He has good stuff and good location so far the first 3 innings.
Little pop up behind second. Punto with an easy play. 1 quick out here in the 4th. Now Bert has said he's had a motorcycle before, a Harley. Here's a fly to left, and Delman Young makes that catch. How about you?
The bat's starting to come around with him.
How about the tempo he pitches with?
I love it.
And he drives one right down the middle, and Harris is stuck with the bat on his shoulders, 1 away. He starts this game 2 plate appearances short of qualifying for the league leadership, and he gets a base hit.
All right.
That's the 2nd time in this series he's beaten Detroit Schiff. Now, they took a hit away from him yesterday.
The bat just a little bit slower to the opposite field, a little bit underneath the ball, generally speaking.
They don't have a guy there.
No, there's no plan there. How hot is Justin?
Had about a 2 or 3 week lull in his first half, and then on the road trip, he found a spark, and he's ridden it to a sensational week, his 21st home run of the season.
And here's why he's so good. He can set up in the middle of the plate, try to hit the ball in the middle of the diamond so he doesn't pull off that ball, and he's strong enough to drive the ball out of the deepest part of the ballpark. When a guy can do that, he's got a chance to be a really, really terrific hitter. It's just so great to.
He's 5 for 5 against one of the toughest right-handers on a 3-0 pitch. He gets green lighted and lines one to center. Professionally last year, Kubel goes and Laird throws him out. Only pitched 125 innings last year. Kadire takes a walk season 1970 and still pitched 164 innings. Now this one dropped into left field for a base hit, and Kadire's going to race toward third. He'll reach safely. So the out at second base, Kubel thrown out, a huge out because the Twins are stringing things together against Porcello in the fourth.
Good base running to get around to third.
Young sharply to center, and Kadire scores. It's 3-0. Young jumped on the first pitch, put the barrel on it, and the inning continues. And now 7 straight batters have reached in the fourth inning. The only man that Porcello has retired was Harris, who was called out on strikes, getting outs against Oakland, and he's struggling here in the fourth. Span dribbles it toward the hole. Everybody's safe, and the ball thrown into the right field corner. Greedy scores. Young scores. Punto comes in, and a huge mistake by the Tigers. 3 runs are in on the play, 6 in the inning. Span all the way to third, 2-1 to Harris. And that'll be a tough play for him, but he makes it, and the inning ends. Good inning for the Twins. Now the first pitch of the 5th. Harris throws him out, 1 down. Harmon Killebrew squirted to third, and Creedy on the run throws Anderson out. Just eliminating the Twins MVP. Zoilo Versalles, kind of a scary moment actually. Jack took a line drive off his forearm and had to leave the game early, starting for the American League in '91 in place of Scott Erickson. 3-1 to the leadoff man on the 5th. And Mauer will take first base with a walk. And Shane Dienst, Red Shane Dienst, was on his way. Here's a little roller off the end of the bat to Santiago, and Morneau beats the relay, 1 down.
What his statistics might have been had he played 4 more full seasons in his prime.
Maybe a better shot at a double play here. And the Tigers turn that one. A leadoff walk, but Nee faces just 3 men in the 5th.
An effective big league pitcher.
Everett drives a base hit to left, leading off the 6th. The next closest is Liriano, who pitched yesterday. That's to right, and Kadire will play it on a bounce, and the Tigers start the 6th with back-to-back hits.
Freddie Dulce with the Tigers and Gerald Laird, wasn't they? Were having a terrible time.
A fly to short left, and Delman Young with the catch, and a quick throw to Punto, 1 away against Blackburn. Off the knuckles, and a little squibber. Blackburn with a great play to get the out. Going over the back slope of the mound and spinning and firing a strike to Morneau.
That was almost like chasing a lob in tennis. He throws his glove up just in case it goes in. The ball spins right back to him, and he has the presence of mind to field it and spin around and throw. Watch his ball spin and come back to him. He had no question. He had the best chance to make that play. He really, really made a good one.
1-2 to Kelly. Got him. And Blackburn pitches out of a jam in the 6th.
and a changeup is 8 miles an hour slower, you can still get guys off balance. And but very short down the lines, especially to right field, which I love, being a switch hitter and seeing more right-handed pitchers and therefore hitting left-handed.
Bounce to the right side and into right field. So Young gets his second hit of the ball game, a 2-out single here in the 6th.
That will be totally different next year.
What an at-bat for Punto. A tremendous at-bat. It's a 6-0 game, but Punto's going to really think of that at-bat and think of it fondly.
But sometimes you have to teach yourself. That little at-bat, that little single to right field.
Everett with a nice stop, but no play, and Span will get another infield hit. 2 strikes. And Harris continues to have a frustrating series. Off the knuckles. Creedy. 1 away. He is pretty much a liability defensively. He strikes out here, out number 2. Guillen was shifted to the outfield last year
in that roster, but the point that you make is also
a line drive single to center by Anderson with 2 out.
The point you make about the changing of the Guillen wasn't adequate at third.
This one laced to the right field corner. Kadir with a nice running, reaching catch to end the inning. 3-1, and Mauer bounces it to second. And Minor gets him for the first out of the 7th inning. Twins getting 26 home runs from the cleanup spot. Remember, Morneau has only spent about half the season so far there. The Twins going with Mauer second, Morneau third. And a called third strike. Kubel is called out on strikes.
One spot every time, but you should be in, generally speaking, right around the heart of the strike zone most pitches. These guys get on a roll in these home run derby things. They get
yesterday, and Blackburn possibly with a complete game here today. Morneau makes the catch, 1 away.
Double it, rescan.
Well, you'd scan it,
and then you rescan it, and then you double it.
That's right. Morneau coming in from a deep first base. Makes the catch, 2 away. Of course, he had a great game going in the Milwaukee, and that all fell apart when he threw wildly. Span with the catch and a quick top of the 8th inning.
In every division, you've got fairly close races.
Good at bat for Creedy, and there's one guy reaching.
So many teams are staying in.
A little bobble by Everett, but he still starts a double play, 2 away.
Amount of change that determines a batting average over the course of the season and a winning percentage for a team.
First pitch to left center field. Bernard Span over there to make the catch with Carlos Gomez now in center.
I have no choice. I'm superstitious.
Gomez looking at Span, and now Span has the ball bounce out of his glove. 99th pitch, driven to left field. And Inge hits a home run, and there will be no shutout for Nick Blackburn. Now, you're not going to make me superstitious, but since we talked about it, and Blackburn just can't seem to get that elusive shutout.
And that's too bad. That was maybe the only bad pitch he's made tonight. A little slider that stays right in the middle of the plate. That speeds up Inge's bat. That's just like a batting practice. That slider that stays in the middle of the plate is kind of like a batting practice fastball.
And now a drive to right center field, and Ordonez has a hit. So 3 straight men have reached with 1 out. Game that evolved into a save situation in Oakland.
Oh,
great stop by Morneau, and he'll get the out at the bag. Justin Morneau fielding a rocket and turning it into an out.
This is as good a play as you're going to see a first baseman make for a number of reasons. The ball was ripped to his left. The has to have quick reflexes, and the hop itself, not all that easy. He has to be totally stretched out. Watch him dive and stretch out as far as he can. Good decision. The runner's in the way of the throw. Get it out there.
And a bunt, and a beautiful one. Greedy nearly tagged out. Ordonez. Bouncer to short. Harris throws him out. And the Twins take 2 out of 3 and recover nicely from the heartbreaking loss Friday night.